The Week of the Rocket Report. What is it? This is December 26th, 2025. Rocket is now officially more than 18 years, 7 months old because he turned he had a 7-month birthday last week for December 15th. So he's actually 18 years, 7 months, 11 days old now as of this morning. So, and how's he doing? He's doing pretty well. Hurricane's off with the family? No. Well, yes and no. Hurricane is actually supposed to be here in about an hour or two. He's technically supposed to be on his way home. And then he agreed to this ahead of time. We didn't pressure him or anything. This was totally his idea because we're heading towards the thing. We weren't going to do Solasta today. We were just going to take the day off, and I was still going to be streaming. But then Hurricane said, "No, this blah 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 and whatever. I can be there about an hour or two into the stream. So kill some time. And then once I get there, we'll do Solasta." So all his idea for the most part. So basically, the plan right now is have me, Jeff, and Hurricane. We're going to do some MechWarrior 5, play that for a little bit, and then when Hurricane gets here, we'll be switching over to. Did I say Hurricane twice? Me, Jeff, and Hobo play MechWarrior 5 for an hour or two. Hurricane gets here, then we switch to Solasta. There we go. Make sense? Maybe. Anyway, try this again. We're good. Okay, so weekly rocket reports, blah, blah, blah. Rocket's doing well. Said we tried giving him sleepy medication yesterday because Mrs. Gimpy was going to go out and do stuff with her family. Didn't work because he woke up. He took it about a half hour after, about 45 minutes after he got it. He was sleeping. He woke up and determined she wasn't around, so he said, "Screw it, I'm staying up." And so I chased him for a good 3 hours yesterday. Well, I didn't really chase him because eventually he was fighting the sleepiness. It was very obvious he was fighting it because he'd get up and walk around for like 20 or 30 minutes and then he'd stop and he'd sit down. And I was looking at him and I could see his eyes are starting to flutter. And he'd start laying down, and all of a sudden he realized, oh no, she's not here. So he'd get up and he'd start walking around again. And we did that we were on a little cycle, 20, 30 minutes. He walks around, he sits and rests for about 5, 10 minutes and gets up and starts walking around again. So I did 3 hours of that. That was fun. That's how I spent my Christmas for the most part. Sorry, my Christmas evening, not the whole day. Most of the day he slept anyway, so he did pretty well yesterday. But as far as the whole week goes, he's doing. He did not appreciate the rain. Wednesday was sucked. It sucked for me. It sucked for him because it rained all day. And if you have any type of joint issues, you will appreciate the crap we have to go through on rainy days because it was not fun and it just sucked. Christmas Eve sucked. So. Rocket is anxious when his little universe is disrupted, and when his universe is disrupted, that means basically me and Mrs. Gimpy are basically not in the same room. We were actually talking about this last night after she got home, and we're both sitting on the couch, just talking about what she would be doing with her family, going out to dinner, that kind of thing. And I was telling her what Rocket had been doing, since she's been gone, and he was. When she first came home, he's anxious because he's excited to see her again. It's a normal routine. And then we sit down on the couch and we're just talking, and he just sits down or lays down in the middle of the living room. He watches us for a little bit, and we just watch him just go to sleep. He just lays down, he just relaxes and goes to sleep. And that's just what he does. That's his universe. His universe is basically our condo. And me and Mrs. Gimpy in the condo. His ideal universe is we're all sitting in the living room. We're not up moving around, and we're just chilling out. There's no real activity going on. We're just sitting and me and Mrs. Gimpy will be talking. He watches us talk, even though he can't really see, but he can see where we are. We're not moving around, and he just relaxes and he goes to sleep. And that's his universe. That's the way he wants his life to be, and so that's the way it is. So, but yeah, but again, it wasn't a bad week, except for, like I said, Christmas Eve with all the rain and stuff. But otherwise, he's doing well. Did he go for a walk yesterday? Yeah, Mrs. Gimpy took him for a walk yesterday, and he did pretty well on his walk. Didn't go for a walk on Christmas Eve, obviously, because of the rain, but she tries to take him out for a walk at least once a day. It's usually only once a day though, because of the age thing. We don't like to overtax him, so he usually goes out. She takes him for like a little 20-minute walk around the complex a little bit, and see how he does. And he usually does pretty well, as long as he doesn't step on anything funny, in which she's gotten better at. He knows where he wants to go, and she understands that's where he wants to go. It's not about where she wants to go; it's about where he wants to go. And as long as he gets to go to make his own decisions, he's good at what happens. If you tried to take him to a place he doesn't want to go, he gets really anxious and starts barking and stuff, I think is what she says. Basically he throws a fit. He goes, "No, I want to go this way, and this is the way we're going. You don't you don't get a choice." So, but yeah, he's a funny little dog. He started wagging his tail a little bit more too the last. I'm trying to figure out why he's been doing it. I don't know. It's because he's not really, his medication hasn't changed in the last month or so. So I don't think it's the medication that's causing him to do it. But he's been doing this. He's been more reactive. He's more it's not gassy. That's the thing. It's not gassy. Because that's usually the way his tail wagging indicates. He's either happy to see you or he's farting. Usually it's farting. But the main difference is the tail wagging when he's laying down is usually, it means he's farting. When he's standing up and he's tail wagging, it usually means he's happy. Because that I've been trying to pay attention to this, is when he actually wags his tail. If he's laying down, it's not because he's happy, it's because he's farting. But when he's standing up and he's doing it, it's because he's actually happy, from what I can tell. And that's what I think he's been doing. It's just lately, it's just he'll be up, he'll be standing around, and he'll see one of us, or he'll see what he thinks is one of us, I should say. He'll, because he responds to movements, not so much to actual what he sees. But he'll be like walking through the living room, and he'll see, like I said, what he believes is one of us, and he'll wag his tail for like 5 seconds or so, until he realizes that it's maybe not be what he thinks it is, and then it stops, which is hilarious. Because he did that the other day to Mrs. Gimpy. I think he did that on Tuesday, I think it was. He was walking through the living room, kind of like he was headed toward the kitchen, and the way he has to, he was basically laying in front of the couch. Yeah, I was sitting on the couch. He was laying like right in front of the couch, and Mrs. Gimpy was in her office, and she had gotten up, and he got up at almost the same time. So it was kind of a freak coincidence. And she was just about to come out of the hallway to enter the living room, and he had just gotten up, and he was headed towards the kitchen, which is somewhat the same general direction. It's just to go to the kitchen, he has to make a right, and go to the hallway, he has to make a left. Well, he's looking at the hallway as he's getting up, and then he turns to the right to go to the kitchen, and that's when Mrs. Gimpy comes out of the hallway. But then as he's walking toward the kitchen, he starts wagging his tail, and then I'm looking at it and I'm going, why is he doing that now? And because Mrs. Gimpy's over to his left, and then I look to the direction he's going to, and there's a bag of something. Mrs. Gimpy had brought groceries home earlier in the day or something, or earlier that morning. She had gotten an order from Costco or something like that, and she had put something right there in front of the kitchen, and there was a bag, and the wind had something come on, and it blew it a little bit, so there was movement. And that's what I noticed, is that's what he saw. He saw the flickering of the bag, and he saw that was one of us, so he starts wagging his tail. And it's like, oh. Then I had to break that. And Miss Skimpy thought it was for the tail wag was for her, and it wasn't. It was for a bag. So, Rocket. But in all honesty, though, he does wag his tail when he gets close to us sometimes. My big thing is he'll be standing somewhere, and he just stands there. That's what he does. He's 18 years old. What do you expect him to do? He'll just be standing like in the middle of the room, just kind of just chilling out, kind of just looking around type stuff, trying to figure out what to do. And I'll sit there, and I'll come up next to him, and I'll I'll put my hand on his back to let him know somebody's there, and he kind of like looks around a little bit, and then I put my hand in front of his face, and he sniffs my hand, and then he goes, "Oh, it's you," and he licks my hand, and then he starts wagging his tail, and it's like, "Oh, see, that's the heartbreaker right there." He doesn't do that for Mrs. Gimpy, just to be clear. The only time he wags her tail, he wags his tail for her is when she gives him food. So, but yeah, so pictures and stuff. Oh, so there's only one new picture this week, and it's actually related to new video as well, which we just took yesterday, because yesterday was Rocket's 18th Christmas. Yes, Rocket has had 18 Christmases now. Think about that. And this is the funny part is Rocket is older than all but. So first of all, I guess I should tell you, Mrs. Gimpy and I, we have, I have one brother. She has a brother and a sister. They all have kids. We're the only ones who don't have kids. My brother's got a son and two daughters, and then Mrs. Gimpy's brother's got a boy and a girl, and her older sister, or her sorry, not her older sister. They're both Mrs. Gimpy's the oldest of the three, but her sister has the oldest of our nieces and nephews, and she's got a boy and a girl there too. They're both in their early 20s. All the other ones, though, they're all younger than Rocket. The next oldest one is Mrs. Gimpy's brother's son, who will be 16 this month. And then it goes to my brother's oldest, whose son, he'll be 15 this month. So there's basically only, one niece, one nephew that are older than Rocket. All the other, what is it, five? The other five are all younger than him, which is hilarious. To me, it's hilarious. None of them are old enough to vote, or those five aren't old enough to vote, but Rocket is. And like I said, and he's actually old enough to drive too, even though only one of them is old enough to drive. Actually, no, technically he's not old enough to drive yet. He hasn't turned 16, so that's funny. But anyway, yeah. So Rocket 18th Christmas, and I didn't turn the video on. No, wrong one. There you go. Again, I forgot to do a button. Yeah, I forgot to do the button. So I have to do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. So the videos, I think we have about 5 or 6 videos now for the Rocket Report. I should probably keep it down to like just the two most recent, because they're usually about, I try to keep them to a minute long at most, typically. But anyway, this is from a little while back when Rocket was just sleeping. Probably be easier just to fast forward to this. That one I think is even older, or roughly the same. That's him sleeping on his cooling pad with the tongue hanging out. That's the one from yesterday. That's Christmas 2025. Getting his morning bath. Or as I like to, and actually this is post-morning bath. Now, he's been dried off for the most part. Now he's just snoozing. And I'm saying serenading us with his Christmas carol, if you can sort of hear it. It's kind of hard to hear. Unfortunately, we got a lot of background noise in the background. Like we've got the shower dripping, because this is in the bathroom. So you can hear if you listen carefully, you can hear the water drip every now and then you can hear some extra noise that is coming from our washer machine. That is right. It goes hallway. One side of the hallway is the bathroom. The other side is where our washer machine and dryer are. And the washer machine is running at this time. So you can hear it a little bit, I think. But it's a Rocket doing his Christmas carol. Or sleeping away. Why did he need a bath? I don't know why he needed a bath. I asked Mrs. Gimpy, why are you giving him a bath? She goes, because she needed one. I go, that doesn't really help. So, and that's, when is that from? It's like that's from last week, right? Or is it from 2 weeks ago? The difference between me and Mrs. Gimpy drying Rocket after a bath. That's me. He doesn't seem to mind so much. He doesn't throw a fit. for the most part. Not sure what he was doing there. He's got a very specific way he likes to be rubbed down after a bath. Poor little dog. And of course, he's being dried off in the living room too. This is where he's dried off in the living room. Mrs. Gimpy usually does the drying off in the bathroom, which is more logical. But he likes the living room more, so that's why I when it's time to dry him off, we take him out. Oh no, this is the living room too. This is Mrs. Gimpy drying him off. But this is the living room too. I thought this was in the bathroom, but yeah. See, he's not happy when she does it. I'm not sure why. She doesn't really do it that differently. I think he just hates her. Yeah, I don't know why he makes noise when she does it. Because he doesn't do it for me. And this is just the one where I'm drying off is from like last week or the week before, and this is the week before that video. So, yes, he gets baths that often, mainly because he goes out onto the porch and he lays down in puddles because our porch has puddles on it from either rain or morning dew, and he finds the puddles and he lays down on them, and he gets and the puddles have a tendency to collect the dirt because that's where the runoff goes into it, so it brings dirt into the puddle area, and the puddles build up, and so there's more dirt there, and he rolls around it and he gets up and he's brown. So that's why he gets baths all the time. And this is an older video. This one's like from this is from last year, about I want to say halfway through the year or somewhere like that, basically a few months after Mickey died. And he had been sleeping here, I think, because this was Mrs. Gimpy has this fold out mattress type deal, a fold out foam mattress she puts down in the middle of the living room so she can sleep on the floor to keep him company type deal, especially when it's her time to do babysitting duties at night, which was her turn last night. And she she puts this, I don't know what to call it. It's not a sheet. It's like a mattress protector type deal. And mainly the idea she puts it on there because he gets onto the mattress and he likes to lay on it and roll around and stuff. And she goes, I don't want my sheets getting all torn up, blah, blah, blah. And yet, slept on our bed for 17 years, two of them at the same time. So we won't get into that part, but anyway, and that is the same spot actually. Yeah. So, Rocket. What's he doing now? He is sleeping, I believe. And so, how did Rocket's Christmas go? Did he get any presents? And I think we had to discuss a discussion with my mom yesterday. So I think we asked her what she got her dogs, and she goes, nothing. And she goes, every day is Christmas to them. Okay, it's pretty much the same for our dogs too. Every day is Christmas for Rocket. He gets treats, he gets special attention, nothing. I mean, he doesn't really do toys anymore because of his age and stuff. He doesn't really care about toys. The only thing he cares about is food. That's his main thing, is food and sleeping. And walking on the porch. He was doing laps yesterday on the porch, and he's doing laps this morning too, before the rains. And again, it hasn't rained yet. It's supposed to rain, but it hasn't yet. But he's doing laps this morning too. He loves walking on the porch. But anyway, I can actually hear him snoring. Poor little dog. There we go. Okay. So, I believe that is it for the weekly report. The weekly Rocket report. I think that's it for today. So, but yeah, he's doing well. He has his moments where he's not so happy, but I think for the most part, he's fairly content, and especially when he gets food, he's good to go. Still updating? Oh, that's right. It's MechWarrior 5. But yeah, he only gets switched back.